Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here with Animal Sports Center, and it's that time of the week. We are a little late, but we are bringing you a fishing report and predictions and whatnot. Thank you guys for coming into the store now that we're fully open, and thank you for your patience. I know it's a little crazy right now, a little short staff, and with all this situation going on. And remember, when you come in here, wear your mask. We sell cool ones like this one. What better one than the American one? Besides that, stay kind of away from people while you're in the store. Let's keep that in mind. So let's get to it. And what is going on right now? Rockfish, rockfish, rockfish. It is down to 19 inches, one per person in the main bay right now. So from now until pretty much May 31st, you can only keep them in the actual main stem of the bay. DNR has a map that will show you where you can fish and keep them, and where you can catch and release, and if there is any closer areas where you're not allowed to fish for them. So we're gonna probably put a link on something for you guys to see that. But what's going on and what's hot right now? A lot of people are still trolling throughout the area, and some guys are downsizing a little bit of their baits to get some of those mid-sized fish. But there's still plenty of decent-sized fish in the mid to lower section of the bay. Meaning, most of the guys catching them are running from Chesapeake Beach all the way down to the mouth of the Potomac. Gas ducks were pretty productive. Front of Chesapeake Beach was pretty good this past week. And the guys way down south were catching some decent sized fish in the mid-30s to some of the mid-40-inch fish. I know last week we also have reports of some giant, like 50-inch fish. Pretty much same area down towards the Chop Tank, just a little bit south of there towards like Hoopers and whatnot. So remember, this is just a general area. They could be up here, they could be down there, but most of those fish are kind of exiting the bay and going back to the ocean. So that's the best area to go for them. Now, remember, size limit is down. So the chumming bite and all that is starting to pick up. Normally, it doesn't really kick on until June when it gets a little bit warmer and we have, those fish actually schooling up tight on most of the points. Right now, they're still kind of spread out through the area. So most of the areas where you're going to find some fish also mixed in with blue cats, it's going to be pretty much around the same typical areas that we fish around here. But don't be afraid to just find some random areas, pretty much in like 15, 25, 35 foot of water, and anchor up. And so right now, did not hear much from Predictor Point besides, blue cats and a few keeper rockfish here and there. Did see the fleet kind of on the eastern short side of the Bay Bridge by the sewer pipe. Also heard that was kind of like hit or miss, and most of the guys were catching them in the evening with soft crabs and caught LY. So that's, what you want to be using out there if you're going to be chumming or, chunking. And remember, you have to use circle hooks. Now, if you go to Love Point, I haven't seen many reports coming out of there, and most of the guys are still trolling in that general area, catching good amounts of fish in the, pretty much 20 to like 28-inch mark. It's kind of, still picking up here in this area. Jig and bite has been okay with most of your 6-inch BKDs, natural colors. Have been productive right now with 3/4 ounce jig if you're fishing the ledges around the Bay Bridge pilings, and all of that kind of will work out. Especially right now, you can get some of your shallow water fishery for rockfish and some of these points and whatnot. For example, 7-foot knoll, I'm pretty sure there's fish holding there, and the rocks at Love Point will hold some fish early in the morning. I mean, you never know, throw some top water, but even like jerk baits and whatnot will work pretty good for that. Now, this is the best time also to start throwing some stuff like this in your spread, just to keep some, if you're struggling out there. 6-inch baits, 6-inch main lure there, and that will work really good for you to just put some meat on the boat. Besides that, perch are kind of starting to actually fully move on to the main bay area. The spinner, shallow water spinner bait, kind of like lure fishing, is still picking up, but a lot of guys have been catching them, just throwing out some bloodworms, peeler crab, soft crab on oyster bottoms or just sandy bottoms, and they're catching them pretty good. Now, it's still a little too early for spot. I know a lot of you guys have been asking. For this area, it's still early. Probably won't see them until late June, maybe early July, hopefully earlier, but that's just a prediction I'm going to put out there. Now, pretty much that's for it for this bay, report. Ocean City was open, and a lot of people were fishing down there. The bluefish have not shown up in heavy numbers, and if they are there, they're little snapper bluefish, gotcha plugs, speck rigs, all that good stuff will work. A lot of undersized rockfish and shad are showing up, and the flounder fishing's picking up on the channel edges with gulp. So it is time to get out there and try to go for some of those flatfish, tasty flatfish. Gulp, minnows. We do have the Bait Boys minnows, so they're big. They'll work great for flounder too. So keep that in mind. Snakehead fishing has been on and off because of the weather patterns, but they are pretty much, some of them are post-spawn, some of them are spawning. So same thing, that should be picking up here soon with the fry balls, a little bit easier for you all to, see and spot where they are, and some good sized fish, will kind of start to show up again, and they're still out there. Tides have been crazy, but the fishing is still good. Western Shore snakeheads, it's kind of been the same thing. Patuxent River has been producing some sizable fish, but not too many numbers right now. And obviously catfish are everywhere right now, especially those tasty blue cats. So if you're just trying to go kill some time, get some cut-out lines, some soft crabs, and get out there to like Fort Smallwood. Sandy Point is open, and just touching on that, most of this, all state parks are open now. Remember, stay 6 feet away from each other. But report from everybody shore fishing has been pretty much a lot of catfish, perch are starting to show up, bloodworms, racer clams, and for all y'all fishing on like kink narrows, it's catch and release only there. You cannot keep them there right now, and they're catching them with some of the inline weights, 1-2 ounce inline weight, 18-inch leader, and a small jig. That's kind of like the ticket for that area. And pretty much, that's been what's been biting in that area right now. So that's it for your fishing report, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Any help, any tips, call us, ask us on our social medias. Make sure you give us a like, a follow, and send us your pictures and your reports. And you guys have a good one.